one thing I taught myself to do. No matter the problem, refuse to lose. So how you want it, man? You can choose. If you can't take the heat, don't light the fuse.
What is up, FCA? My name is Joel Haywood. I'm on staff at Colorado School of Mines, and I'm just so encouraged by these Denver Daily Devotionals, hopping online and getting in the Word with you guys. Really quick, before we get started, one announcement. Some of you might not have heard, we're doing a Bible reading challenge. Basically, we want to see if you'd be able to read through the New Testament in 30 days in the month of April. We're doing it online together through the Bible app. And for those of you that don't know, we're giving away a $50 gift card to either Chipotle or Chick-fil-A, praise God, to anyone who does that in the month of April. And so I've been told that you can still get involved. So if you want, go to our bio, get involved with that, and read along with us. We'd love to go through the Word with you. Now, diving in the Word today for our Devo, we're going to be reading out of Matthew 8. I'm just going to read 4 verses for us, and then we'll unpack it, and then we'll get out of here. Matthew 8, starting in verse 1, says this: When he came down from the mountainside, large crowds followed him. A man with leprosy came and knelt before him and said, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said, "be clean." Immediately he was cured of his leprosy. Then Jesus said to him, "See that you don't tell anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift Moses commanded as a testimony to them." Awesome. Man, I love the Bible. Basically where we pick up here, this is right after the Sermon on the Mount, which is one of Jesus' most famous and popular teachings. And what we see is Jesus is coming down from the mountain, and he encounters this man who we're told has leprosy, which is like a skin disease. And I love what this man says, and this is what I want to push in on, is he says, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." If you are willing. And the reason that phrase stood out to me is because I think what this man is communicating is that he knows Jesus is able to heal him. He knows that Jesus has the power to heal him. The question is whether or not Jesus wants to. And I think what this man is feeling in his heart is that his problems might not be significant enough for Jesus to deal with, right? And he's saying like, man, Jesus came to do really important stuff. And what I'm feeling and what I'm processing through and the pain in my life is really not that significant. And so I might as well ask him like, hey, if you want to do this, Jesus, you can heal me. And the reason that stood out to me and struck a chord in my heart is because I think during this weird like coronavirus time that we're in as a country and as a world, it's easy for us to feel that way, right? Like we can fall into the trap of thinking that, okay, God is dealing with really, really big and important stuff right now. Like people are dying and people are losing their jobs, and there are doctors and nurses who don't have supplies to help people get healthy. Like there is a lot of big, important stuff going on right now. And so the fact that like I'm hurting because I can't play sports, or I'm struggling in school, or I feel like I don't know who I am because my friends aren't really around and my identity is kind of lost. Like those problems aren't as important as these. And so, man, I don't really think I should bring them to God. I don't think he'd have time for it, right? And we kind of put these things in on a rating scale where we say, okay, people dying because of the virus is like a level 10. That's really important. But the fact that my senior baseball season was stripped away from me is like a 3. So like it's not important enough for God. And I think what this does is 2 things. I think it causes us to limit how we view God because we think that he doesn't have time or capacity, that he's not powerful enough to handle all of the problems. He only has to focus on the big stuff. And then the second thing I think it does is it forces us to, in our relationship, not bring anything to him. Because we're like, he's only dealing with the really important stuff. Like he's probably not willing or wants to handle with my small complaints or the emotions I'm feeling. And so we say, well, I'm not even going to talk to him at all. And that's such a painful place to be in our relationship with God. And so what I want to do is just read one verse for us that I think speaks to this and can be an encouragement. 1 Peter 5 verse 7 says this. It says, "Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you." And I love that because it doesn't just say cast all the anxieties that are like a level 7 or higher on him. It doesn't just say cast some of your anxieties on him. No, it says cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. God is big enough to handle the huge things in our lives, but he's also loving enough to care about the seemingly insignificant things that we're all going through. And so I want to invite you, man, bring those things to him. Big, small, anywhere in between. Take those things to God because he cares for you. He sees you, and he'll meet you where you're at. Love you guys.